Hey, this is Aaron with Scalability, and welcome to Freedom Fridays, where as a Scalability subscriber, you can join these calls live on Zoom with us, and we actually go through strategy. So Scalability is a software, but I really did not want to have software where people got stuck in the tech side of everything, of just figuring out how to use it all and never actually putting it to work in their business. I personally have one-on-one coached and built systems for over 5 years now for companies all the way up into $100 million a year in the companies. And so I see the value of knowing how to actually create a customer journey and then use the software to leverage automation and systems to make that work for you so that you get some of that time back. And so Freedom Fridays is where we help you do that. We help you with the strategy to go behind the software so that you can make it work in your business, in your life, and actually spend your time doing money-making tasks instead of running around answering emails all day. So every Friday, we open these up and we allow people to join these calls so that we can answer your questions, get you streamlined. Sometimes we do live builds. Sometimes we just go over things. Like today, we're going to show you some cool new stuff that's inside of Scalability. That way, you always are kind of up to date with the changes and how to implement those best in your business. So right now, I'm actually going to jump into some of the cool new updates that Scalability has and some of the changes that have happened. So because some of you are not aware that they're even there, and I want to make sure that you're aware. And then if we have people pop in, we'll bring those people on and we'll answer questions as well. But right now, I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight into screen share in a demo account here. As you guys know, I don't like to waste time on Freedom Fridays. I like to get right to the money-making tasks. So inside this demo account, one of the first things I want to show you is you can now do QR codes inside of Scalability, so you don't need other software to do those things. So if I go over here and I click on Sites on the left, up here across the top, you'll actually see funnels, websites, stores, analytics. If we go here to the right, you're going to see that we have QR codes now built in. So if I click on QR codes, I can actually create QR codes right here inside of Scalability as well, so that we don't have to have that extra software for that anymore. So here you just put in, you name the QR code, and then you can link to any website, and it's going to show you what that looks like. So let's just say Scalability. I'm going to link it to a website, click next. And here you can actually put in the website. Click next. And then here it's going to let you like create the different style and everything that you want. And so here you can do the shape, the forms, you can pick out different styles here. You can do the center markers, you can put your logo in the middle. You can do a page background, upload images. There's a bunch of cool stuff you can do right here. Then you click save and boom, it's going to create the actual QR code for you that you can share with people from that point on. How cool is that? So it's actually built in. And I know we've been using other software to create QR codes up until this point. So that's a cool new function that's now built in. Again, that's on sites on the left and then QR codes at the top. Hi, Crystal. We didn't have any questions right off the bat, so I jumped into some of the cool new functions that have come into Scalability that people may not know. So QR codes up at the top, that's the first one. Second one, this has been here for a little bit, but some people still don't know it's there. If you have an online store or you're thinking of an online store like e-commerce, Shopify, this now replaces Shopify. So when you click on sites on the left and stores at the top, you can actually build your Shopify stores in here now. Of course, they're not Shopify, they'd be Scalability, but click new store in the top right, and same thing as any other funnel builder. You can start from scratch or you can use the templates. So if we jump into templates and click continue, it's going to bring up some that are already laid out. And you see there's like floral shop, skincare, marketing merchandise store, things like that. If I click on the little eyeball, it'll let me preview what this looks like. And then if I select, I continue this in the top right, it will basically mock this up just the way you see it, with like a big header image, the menu across the top where you can put in your logo and change things, and then you just swap out your products. So that's kind of like cool tip number two. I'm not going to go into how to create an entire store. I just want to show you guys that it's there, because naturally that creates automations as well. We have automations now behind the store to where if somebody doesn't purchase the product, there's like abandoned cart and things like that. And they're actually built in to the automation. So if I just jump over to automations and start from scratch, and let's say I'll add a new trigger, it always brings up the settings here on the right. If I scroll down, you'll actually see the ones that are kind of like Shopify, abandoned checkout, order placed, order fulfilled. And these allow you to create the automations behind the stores. So cool new thing is adding the stores and everything in so that we could do that in here too, as though scalability didn't do enough already. Now we have e-com stores and all that stuff. So the other stuff I'm going to jump into is brand boards, which if you're doing any kind of marketing or branding or anything like that, a lot of people like to have this visual representation, right, of their brand. So if I click on marketing over here on the left, up across the top, you'll see social planner and emails and stuff that we've had before and trigger links. But if you see over here to the right, now there's brand boards. And if you click on brand board, click new, there's some in here that have colors and things, and they'll kind of let you start from that or let you choose one, or you can start from blank. So if I start from blank and just click continue, it's going to bring up the board and it kind of shows you like your two styles of your logos, your colors, and fonts. And this is just a quick, easy way. Over here on the left, you can upload logo 1, upload logo 2, and it's going to plug them in right here. And then up here in the top left corner, you see this little color palette. Here you can upload your brand colors or select your brand colors, and it's going to plug them in right there on the form for you or on the brand board. And then here you can actually choose your branding fonts and see it's going to plug them in down at the bottom. So this gives you like a quick representation of here's our logos, here's our colors, here's our fonts that we use on everything. So it's just a cool little way to like start creating your own branding and having that laid out to where you could share it with other people. Cool. Crystal, you have any questions this week? I don't want to make you wait all day while we look at some of this stuff, but how can I serve you this week?
Sorry, my computer's going all crazy. I couldn't get to my unmute.
That's all right.
Um, no, I don't have a specific question this week, except for one. Did you do your 15er? Did you get to the top of the mountain?
I did. Yep.
Come
We got
on.
14,429. We hiked Mount Massive. So
Awesome.
we took off we cold plunged the night before and then hiked in about 2 miles, set up camp, got up at 2 a.m. and started hiking at 3 a.m. It took us 12 hours and 10 minutes to go to the top, 14,400 and then back down. So yeah, it
Awesome.
was a good time. I love being
Yeah.
out in the woods. It was perfect. There was about 15 of us. So
Cool.
it was a cool trip.
Yeah. Well, good. I've been thinking of you all week, so I had to ask, like, if you did. So that's awesome. Where did you do your cold plunge at? Just curious.
I don't remember. It was
Oh,
one of the lakes down at the bottom.
yeah. Colorado lakes are cold all year long.
Yep. Yep, exactly. Everybody kept
Awesome.
walking by going like, "You guys are nuts." We're like, "We're warming it up for you. Get in here."
That's awesome. Oh no, very cool. Awesome, awesome. Um, no, so I missed a little bit of the beginning. So what does I guess the question, I mean, I know everybody has QR codes, but so what would the benefit be for me having a QR code just to have them be able to sign up easier for all the things? Or what is
Awesome.
the benefit of a QR code?
Yeah, good question. Excuse me. QR codes are more for marketing.
Okay.
Right. So let's say basically it's going to your website or something, right? Like if you got a sign up page for your event, if you're doing say a live presentation where you're speaking from stage and there's an audience and you got slides popping up behind you, you either are going to put up the website, go to fastscalability.com, or you're going to say, hey, take out your phones right now, scan this QR code behind me. It'll take you directly to the sign up page where you can reserve your seat today.
Okay.
So, that gets people to kind of interact and just open their phone and take a picture or scan the QR code with their phone, as opposed to going in and typing in a website, right? So like on a live presentation, they're really good. I've also seen them used like at events. I've walked through events where there's 5,000 people there, and this stands out to me. I think it was genius. This guy got a backpack, and on his backpack, the back of the backpack was like an LED screen where it changed, and it
Mm,
actually would scroll across what he did, and then a QR code popped up, and you could scan his backpack. It was like a big screen. I've
wow.
also seen people print them on their shirts, like put
That's
it
what I
on
was
the
gonna
sleeve of
ask.
their shirt.
Can you put it on
Yep.
like t-shirt designs and
Anywhere you
stuff?
could put a QR code, right? Because people are
Um,
more apt to take out their phone and scan a QR code than they are to type in a website.
okay, awesome.
So,
So in the new functions, because like I said, I missed a little bit at the beginning,
yeah.
it tells us how to do all that and hook our websites to
Yep.
it and everything. It's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah. It's super easy. Go
Okay,
back and
good.
watch this. It probably took me 30 seconds to go through it and show you how to do it.
Awesome.
Because it literally just lets you pick one thing at a time. So you'll
Okay.
choose kind of the way it looks, and then you'll choose like the colors, or if you want to put your logo in it or anything like that. And then it'll just have you type in the website you want them to go to.
Okay. And so you can make, so I would make a unique QR code like for labelbreakers.com as the
Yep.
subscription. And then for Label Breakers event, I would go in and
Exactly.
make a new QR code for each one. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
You want one QR code is going to, it'd be just like them typing in the website address
Okay.
for that website. So just like you would have to give them two websites to go to two different pages, you need two different QR codes for two different offers or two
Uh,
different websites.
okay.
And
Awesome.
you could put them in there. For example, it could be anything. It could be a website, but it could also be your Facebook page or your YouTube channel.
Oh,
So you could
really?
put in the URL address, the website address for your YouTube channel and be like, hey, scan the QR code and subscribe today for more videos about XYZ. Or hey,
So
follow
can
me on Instagram, scan the QR code and it can go directly to your Instagram profile. Whatever URL address you put in there is where that QR will go.
can we then put the QRL code on our social medias? Like, can we take that code and put it on like our Facebook pages? And then it would take us
You
to our YouTube page? I mean, like, can you
you can,
interlink them?
yeah, you
Okay.
can, but here's what you need to think about because I think it's the dumbest thing in the world when somebody's like, let me send you my QR code and they send it to me on my phone.
Okay.
I can't scan your QR code when it's on my phone.
Ah,
You need to just send me a link to the thing. So it depends on the context we're using it for, right? If I'm sending people to my YouTube channel on my Facebook page, I'm probably not going to use a QR code. I'm going to say
okay.
click the link and put a link to my YouTube because they can just click the link and it'll go. But most likely they're looking at my Facebook on their phone while they're out doing something. So they're not going to be able to scan it anyway. And now they're like not going to get there because they can't scan it because it's on their phone. So that's why I said that it works great for like
Live
live
event.
events, printing on shirts. You could print it on business cards, flyers. Like at our church, we use it for people to sign up. We're like, hey, we need help in the kids area. Sign
Mhm.
the or scan the QR code. It takes them straight to the sign up page, tells
Okay.
them all about it. So
Okay.
like it's more, in my opinion, they work great in physical locations, and
Mhm.
service-based businesses. We've seen them on the side of trailers
Mhm.
or on the side of a truck.
Mhm.
So somebody pulls up next to you at the stoplight and they're like, oh, they can scan it real quick because it's faster than trying to remember the website.
Oh,
So,
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I'll pass that on to my son.
yep.
Um, and then just a question of the brand boards that you were saying. So, um, what I guess I don't know what a brand board is totally like. What
Yeah.
is like? Who do you send a
So,
brand board to, or what is the purpose of
so like we design websites and everything, right?
it? Hmm.
And we have logos we use for everything. We have colors we use for everything. It's always our same kind of four shades of blue and white, and then certain scalability logos where one's long or one's stacked. And then we always use the same fonts for pretty much anything, Monsterat or however you say that one. So if I put our logos and our colors in that font, and then let's say I paid an outside brand to build me a website,
Mm,
I could send them that board. We could email
okay.
them that board and it would have our logos, our colors with the codes, and the font so they could then go and build the website using our colors, our logos, our fonts, and it would match our brand. So
Okay.
it's basically brand boards, in my opinion, are like a fancy way of saying, here's the stuff we use in our company.
And
But if
passing it
somebody
on to
else,
other people that will
yeah,
make for you. Okay.
yep. And so if
Okay.
you've ever had us do work for you, we always ask you those things, right?
Mhm.
Because most people don't have a brand board. So
Mhm.
we go, what are your colors? QR codes if you have them, but if not, give us a website that we can look at where we can pull colors off that you like. So we're kind of gathering that when we build people's websites. But we just did one for one of our clients, and he literally sent over he joined a franchise, and the franchise had like 15 pages, and
Wow.
they had logos, they had background graphics that they use on everything. They had other social media graphics, they had different styles of logos with the background removed. They had them in black, white, gold. Um, and they basically gave us everything that we needed for, like, here's textures for backgrounds, here's brush strokes, here's custom photos that we use, here's the color codes we use, here's the fonts we use for the headlines, the fonts we use for the bodies. It's like, that was really nice. It saved us a ton of time because it's like, great, we just use those things. So
Yeah.
it's more of a, when you're having people do work for you, say you get to the point where you're having a marketing company do marketing and create ads, you could send them your brand guidelines and they could use your logos and your colors to make the ads fit your brand.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it's basically just organizing your brand content so you can share with people doing work for you.
And is there, so because I know you've done some work for me in the colors and all that.
Mhm.
So is there a place where I can go on Scalability that lists my colors and all that that I can find that you've already made for me to put
Nope.
into that brand board? No? Okay.
Nope.
You just
But
have to go
you
do it. Okay.
could, so let me bring this up. Let me take a look at this. I have a color picker app. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Just type in like color picker um in the URL. Like, just search for it on Google or something, or I mean on Chrome or something.
Okay.
And you can put a little app like a Chrome extension. Sorry, like a color picker Chrome extension. And so I have one on the computer. So let's say you want to take your brand kit or create a brand kit right off of the website we built for you. Just open your website up in a tab and
Okay.
grab a color picker,
Okay.
and then just go to like the blue on your website and pick that color, and it'll give you the code for that.
Okay.
Then
Cool.
you could go in to create your brand kit and scalability and just add that code as one of the colors. Then go get the back to your website, click on the color picker, click on the yellow. It'll give
Okay.
you the code for that. And then you can plug it in there. And
Awesome.
then, of course, you can just go straight into the website, click on the text, and it'll tell you what the text is, like the font and stuff.
Okay.
And so then you would just plug that into your brand board.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. But that would also let you do it. If you guys are creating a brand, you can use the color picker on other websites that you like too. Right? So go to anybody's website where you really like their colors and their layout, and you can take the color picker and pick each one of their colors and pull the code for each one. And then you can take those colors and just make your own designs in your own format, around the same colors.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
we use that like crazy,
Mm.
the color picker.
Color picker.
Because a
Color.
lot of people don't have brand kits. So they'll give us a website like, I really like this. I really like this. I'm like, okay, great. We'll go and we'll pull the colors and we'll start designing from there.
Cool. Very awesome. Awesome. That's exciting. New things. I know
Yep.
more to learn, but
Well, here's the other thing too. So that's it. That's a great, what you just said. The coach in me is like, let me grab that real quick. More to learn? No.
okay.
Don't waste your time on a bunch of stuff
Okay.
unless you need it. Okay.
Okay.
That's what Freedom Fridays is all about. What's the money making task? How do we get you moving forward? And honestly, that's why we don't do a lot of this, like, oh, check out the new feature, the new feature, the new feature, because I don't want you guys running around just learning new features all the time. Because scalability does a ton of things that you do not need, right? Like, you need to sell your thing. You need to sign people up for the event, get their money, and do awesome events so they give you a review and you sell more events and you do more things, right? It's the same process over and over and over. How do you make it better? That's when you need to decide whether you need something else, right? So if your websites and things are already built and you're doing them yourself, don't waste your time with a brand kit. You just don't need it right now.
Okay.
It would be one more thing you'd be learning that would be wasting your time instead of taking that same time and going out and like telling people about your event and trying to sign them up.
Thank you. I
The
don't have to
same
learn.
the same with the QR codes, right? What
Right.
do you need a QR code for? Unless you're going to do a live event where you're going to be in front of people and you want to say, "Hey, scan the QR code, go straight to sign up for my event." Outside of that, don't. Just keep sharing the website with people like, "Hey, go to labelbreakers.com, sign up for my thing." As long as it's something like that. Because that it simplifies things for you,
Mm,
right? And that's what we want. You guys need to keep it simple. Don't learn all of the fancy new things because that just keeps people running in circles.
I'm done running in circles, man.
Uh,
I've gone
Any,
around the mountain. I want to be at the top.
yep. It's time to quit taking laps in the desert. Just have them like move forward. Just move forward.
That's right.
I like to show some of them, but we have updated so many things. Like if you guys have been a scalability user for more than 6 months, there is tons of upgrades in there. And we typically don't bring them up unless somebody's doing something, building something, and it would benefit them.
So one question about the store
Yeah.
Shopify. So like I know like it's all in the monthly whatever, right? But is there additional fees like to have the store and put the products in like Shopify does? Is it just all there and it's just part of it? Wow.
Mhm. So you just create your store, which is basically a funnel page, right? It's basically a website or a landing page. And then you'll create all of your products. So you'll click on payments on the left, products at the top, create all the different products you want. And every time you create a product at the very top, it says view in the store or something like that, or viewable in the store or show in the store, something like that. It's a toggle right at the top. So if you create 10, 20 different products and you create show in the store, it will take all of those products and it'll put them into your ecom store and
Mhm.
then it'll show all the products. And when you create the product, if it was say t-shirts where there's 4 different sizes, you can create variants or variables and you can say larges, smalls, mediums, large, extra, stuff like that.
So with because t-shirts are coming. I have someone
Yeah.
making t-shirts for stuff. But so would that be more beneficial to when that happens to put them in the store than to make a product like and add it to the funnel that's already there so to make a store just for the t-shirts?
So it depends on what you're going to sell and how you're selling it. Okay. If I'm just selling a book, I'm going to create a funnel page that just sells the book. And I'm going to take that order, right? If you like stores and that's your jam, then honestly, there's multiple ways to skin a cat or whatever you'd say, right? Like you
Mhm.
could do it in the comm stores or that. Um, if you're going to have the store for me mentally, the way I break it up, if I'm selling one product or this product or that product, I'm just doing funnel and I'm just going to put them on there. If I'm doing a store, it's going to be more like let's say I got a clothing brand and I got like 20 different t-shirt designs and each one of them has 4 different, 5 different sizes and things. I would create a store and I would put all the t-shirts next to each other, right? So you could see them all there and you can click on whichever one you want. It's going to bring up the sizes, choose your size and stuff like that. So it's more if you have like multiple products.
Mhm.
If you're going to use multiple products or a bunch of different things where people can see them, click on them, make their selection on what it is or different colors or something like that. If I'm just selling one thing, I'm just going to create a funnel page. I'm going to drop that thing on there and I'm going to sales page it.
Okay. So because I'm trying to remember when we had our Shopify store. What we did. So you can what was I gonna ask you? For like payment options or whatever, it would still like be connected through Stripe or
Yep.
whatever
Yep.
payments.
All that same function is going to work.
Okay. That
You're still
just
going to integrate your Stripe, your PayPal, or your external authorized.net or whatever you use. And then it'll just connect to that page just like it would a funnel or anything else.
awesome. Well,
Yep.
have somebody who has a clothing brand. She's one going to be making t-shirts. So I will tell her about the new function that we have in scalability
There you
with
go.
all the options. So
Yep.
that's exciting. Yeah,
There you go.
cool.
We can get it all in one place. Because
Yeah.
there's always a progression too, right? Like I'm big on specializing in something. I am. And so naturally you would think that if scalability has all the different things, like you don't need school communities because you can do those inside of scalability. You don't need to do your courses in Thinkific or Kajabi because you can do your courses in scalability. You
Wow.
don't need communities like on Facebook groups or with Circle or Mighty Networks because you can do those in scalability, right? But I look at all those softwares, I'm like, well, Kajabi probably does courses really well because all they do is courses. That's it. Like the only thing you can do with it is build and sell a course. So you would look at scalability and go, well, scalability can do communities and courses and websites and e-com and everything else. It's almost like the handyman that doesn't do it well.
Mm,
But those guys are the specialists, right? But it's actually not because our builders build things off of the specialties. So Kajabi was like crushing it in the online course space. Our builders and developers actually developed off of or modeled off of that platform,
mm,
right? And so you can import your Kajabi courses into scalability with like a click of a button. So if you have a course in Kajabi, you can go inside scalability, create your course and say import from Kajabi and it'll pull it from Kajabi and rebuild it for you.
mm.
So we've it's like typically you think when you get all those things in one place, you lose some quality. But they've done really good at making sure all the functionalities work. And they work across the board.
Wow.
Um, so I'm
So,
proud of them. I didn't used to talk about our communities because I personally didn't think our communities were that good. But in
mm.
the past 4 or 5 months, they've really come along like crazy now. And they're really good and worth the time to build them out as opposed to those other platforms.
Well, I know now you bring up that a lot of people that use Thinkific and school and all the ones that I haven't took the time to, but
Don't.
they're building, they're building their stuff and I think it's awesome. But I didn't know that that was open
Yeah.
to us, that is part of ability too.
Yep.
So that's really
Yep.
cool.
And here's the other thing, like there's a lot like with school, it's $99 and we're $97, right?
Mm,
Remember, school only does communities
mm,
and it's $99 per community. So if
wow.
you do a free group and then you upsell to a paid group, you're paying $200 a month or 197
Mm,
because you're paying 99.99
mm,
for the free group and the paid group. And that's it. Like you can't go and build sales funnels and sell something else and then build an e-com store and have a store. You would have to go get Shopify for your store. You'd have to go get, you'd need different softwares to be able to do it. Each one of them has a cost. Well, with scalability, we have all of it in one place.
wow.
You could build your sales page to sell your community and so you could have like a legitimate sales website, right? That just talks all about it. And then it goes into the community and you can build the free community and the paid community. And you could say, click here to grab your merch and send them to an e-com store that has shirts and hats and water bottles and backpacks and everything else. And then you could deliver a course. And, it's like you could do all of those things for $97 a month with us
Wow.
instead of having to piece all those other things together and then integrate them and make them talk to each other and you run in tech circles. So don't waste your time learning those things. I guarantee you anything you want to do can be done in scalability. Just figure out like, oh, I'd like to launch a community. Figure out how to do a community in scalability. It'll work just as good as anything else. Oh, I want to do a course. Figure out how to do it in scalability. Oh, I want to do ecom. Figure out how to do it in scalability. Like figure out what you're going to do, ignore everything else, and just learn that one thing in scalability. You already have the software at your fingertips.
Hmm.
Just make sure you're clear on what you're building so you don't waste your time chasing the next thing, right?
Right.
And then just focus on those things because we're constantly making it better,
Wow.
constantly adding the things so you don't need more. With that
That
whole one username, one password, one monthly price, yeah, we're big on that. We're keeping
and there
everything in one place.
and just to clarify for all those out there in YouTube land, that there is because I've built in all of those things in separate platforms in the past. And even the big name ones, like you said, you can only have one, or you get so many funnels, and then you have to
Yep.
pay more, and this and that. So it's unlimited things that you
Yep.
could, unlimited funnels, unlimited products, unlimited emails, unlimited like inside of
Yep.
scalability that we can build.
Yep. So the only thing you're paying for in scalability is the actual emails and text that you send, or like if you use AI, like if you use AI, we've got AI built in to where it can write your emails and stuff for you, right? Well, you don't have to. You can just write your emails and it doesn't cost you anything. But if you use
Mm,
I don't know, it's like $1 for 1,000 words or something like that. When you send emails, it's like 0.00135 of a penny to send an email,
mm,
right? So $10 gets you like 7,400 emails or something. So you only pay for emails or text messages like that really cheap when you use them,
yeah.
which I had everything linked together, right? We used ClickFunnels for web pages, 97 a month until you got over 20 pages, I think, and then it was 297 a month. And so it was, and then it would go to Constant Contact where they charged you for the size of your list. So
Right.
if I
That's what I
had
was going to ask
5,000
you.
contacts, yeah,
Yeah.
if I had 5,000 contacts, it immediately put me over $100 a month
So
just because I had the contacts.
there's not a charge for
No,
how
with
big your list
scalability, you can
is.
have as
It's
many
just
website
sending it.
pages as you want, as many funnels as you want. You can have as many contacts as you want. You're only going to pay when you actually text them or email them. So you have some months where it's like, let's send out a bunch of promo stuff and promote our event. Well, naturally, you spend money to send emails and texts. But then let's say you don't do an event for 3 months. It doesn't cost you anything to have 10,000 contacts sitting there in
Um,
your scalability account. It's just the 97 a month. So yeah, we tried to, our goal is to teach you how to multiply what God gave you. I don't want to punish you for multiplying and growing by charging you more. So we made it to where it's just, it is what it is, no matter what size or volume you're doing. You're only paying for what you use when you use it, if you use it.
wow. So this is my little plug for YouTube land. Everybody, like, I don't know why you're not joining scalability because if all that is available to us, like that is truly, truly incredible. And I thank you for doing that and not punishing for multiplication because wow, like we would grow our thing, but as you grow, everything would get more and more expensive too. And
Yep.
that you're not you're not taking your piece of the pie of that necessarily, but you're still building and sharing and growing and multiplying. And wow, that like it brings me to tears because truly that is the heart of God. And thank you. Thank you for building that for us. And all blessing and success on scalability for you, for me, for everyone who joined.
I'll take it. Very nice.
Thank you.
You know, one of the easiest ways to see it, though, that a lot of people don't think about, because I have this conversation with people all the time, and people are always like, what's the difference between you and like this software? I'm
Mm,
like, software is software. Honestly, the one that you will use consistently, that you will learn and stick with, not shiny object all over, whichever one you stick with is the one that will work for you
mm,
because you'll get good at it and you'll learn how to leverage it and it will work as long as the software is capable, right? Which honestly, most of them are, most of the users aren't capable. So like most software is like, it's software to software. But what a lot of people are like, well, yours is $97 a month and this one is $29 a month. I'm
mm,
like, I'll go look at it. I go, just so you know, that one gives you this much and it charges you per user. So
mm.
when you try to bring your husband in to help you, it's going to be that much again, or he has to use your password. You bring in a VA, they're going to charge you for that user. So like the prices are going to grow. If you just simply got 5 people to help you for free, your cost will 5x because you have 5 new users and they charge you per user. It's like, I want you to find that help for free and then just put them in your account and they just start working and helping you make more money.
Okay, so wait a second. We can put users on our account to make like them come in and make the products and be inside scalability and they can be a part of our team for $97 a month. I don't have to.
Yeah, you can have as many staff members as you want, team members as you want. We don't charge you per user either. So we had one guy, John Kraus with Starbucks Capital. He was he grew his team to like 13 or 17 people, I forget. And he was doing mortgages and things. And he was using Zoho before. And he's like, man, I pay $97 a month with you. And what we've grown our team to, we'd be over $700 a month paying Zoho because of just the user fees.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's like really getting a firm understanding of having everything in one place. I think of the growth. A lot of people think right up front, it's just me, 97's a lot. It's like, the idea is to actually have a good business that grows, right? Which means team members, email list growing, more funnels, more offers, more products, communities in the future, possibly courses or freebies in the future. Like you think of all those things as any business grows, there's going to be more. Even a service-based business, we have paint companies where they sell paint jobs, and the secretary at the office actually takes the calls after they book through the automation, and then she assigns them to a calendar for each one of the paint crews, and they all get automated messages saying, hey, you've got a new thing. And they all jump into the one scalability account, and they move cards through a pipeline. So
Wow.
everybody knows exactly where all the projects are, but each
Mhm.
person's running from their cell phone while they're out running the projects. Getting all those things in one place and getting a process from start to finish is the most valuable thing you can do for your business. And if
Mhm.
you do it in the beginning when it's just you, then you can grow, because then you can say, oh, hey, person number 2, let me plug you in. This is how things work from start to finish. And they jump in and they do it for you. Person number 3, 4, 5, you just add them and they jump in and run the same process. And that's what makes it scalable. I think in the beginning, most of us focus on, it's just me. I don't have a lot. I don't know, because it's a lot of unknown. But if you're not planning on growing a business, in my opinion, I'm not going to say you shouldn't even start one, but that's kind of the way I think, right? Like,
Right.
what's the point of starting a business and
Mhm.
spending any money on it unless the plan is to actually make some money with it and grow it?
Yeah.
And if you actually think about that, any business you start, then it needs to be built to where it could grow.
Right.
And in the beginning, we think very small, like, well, it's just me. I need to figure out the cheapest way to do the thing. And I can tell you the cheapest way, a lot of times people end up with Wix and Squarespace and all this stuff. And then they come to us and they want us to build stuff for them. And Wix has their DNS records locked
Mhm.
and you can't get to it to integrate it for the email. And it's like, why? Because they're set up for the beginner to be able to come in and make a quick website, and then they upsell you with everything else, and they hold your stuff captive, hostage, so you can't get it out and use it. And so then you have to start over and go through everything. So sometimes, a lot of times, using the free stuff actually will cause you problems later, because you'll end up with this free thing and that free thing and this free thing and this free thing, and you're in 4 different places trying to make them all talk to each other. And it just makes it harder. If you
Mhm.
can go into one place and then just clarify your picture, this is what we're doing to this, to this, to this. Like last week's Freedom Friday, we went through John Wilson's process from start to finish. Like, go back and watch that. And that will show you exactly what I'm talking about. Creating a customer journey where they come in here, then it takes them to the next step, then to the next step, then to the next step. If you focus on that, get the software that can do all of it in one place, and
Right.
then create that customer journey, you're just making that journey better and better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Right? Like Crystal, yours, you go live every week. It's like, come watch the live, watch the live, watch the live. On the live, you talk about join my paid community. In the
Mhm.
paid community, you like sell your events. Hey, we got an event coming up. Click here to go to the event. So the customer journey is all your content is go watch my free podcast or my free lives. Join us there. On there, you're just talking about the paid community. In the paid community, you're just selling the events or the
Mhm.
one-on-one coaching, and that's the customer journey. If one software handled all those pieces, then you only have to use one software. You have to learn one software for
Mhm.
each stage of the process that you're doing, and you ignore everything else.
Mhm.
And John's strategy last week was like a good start to finish work through of how to create that customer journey. And then now we're talking, of course, about everything scalability does, getting it all in one place. It simplifies it down. You really learn your process with one software. You're not jumping all over the place. And then when it comes time to teach the next person to help you, it's like, here's our process, one process, start to finish like this. Here's how it works inside of just scalability, start to finish like this. And it simplifies it.
Right. So, 'cause this is for me, my question, because we talked about it, that you're on my team. Because it's awesome. And sometimes it's fun to build things and to know, like, at least people that know what they're doing. When you know a little bit, you can make sure they know what
Mhm.
they're doing. Um, so I know, in the 97, we can learn, we can do all the things on our own. Um, but do you have, sorry, my dog's barking. Do you have offers inside of scalability for people, like you can build the stores, you can build the things for them? Do you have the teamwork set up for that yet? Or is that something that may be coming
Yeah, we can
maybe
build
time
all.
to?
You mean like, can we build those things for you? Yeah,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay.
Yep, we can
So
build
the
anything you want. So if you, I mean, and I've mentioned on here, we don't push it real hard, of course, because we're not real salesy, but we do make it known. So yes, like if you said, "Hey, I want to launch an e-com store," it'd be like, "Great. You can jump on the phone with us. We'll go through what you want to do, and then we give you a price and you say, "We do it," or we just say, "Hey, here's the things you need to focus on for you to do it." So
okay.
yeah, we can do anything that scalability can do, we can do for you
Okay.
except for the maintenance. So we don't manage your business from month to month. We'll make that very clear. We do not like respond to your customers and answer all
Right.
their questions and all that type of stuff. But when it comes like build your store, set up your sales pages, build the automation behind all of it, sell your books, join our community, set up your communities, all of that, build your courses. Yes, we can do all of that stuff, all of that stuff.
Awesome. And so then maybe this is my final question for you.
It's
Maybe.
never the final question. It always adds to
Never.
the next one.
That's right. That's right. We don't ever get done with our good questions. Um, so for me, because like I said, I mean, I know what you've done for me. I know the value of what is here, and it's huge. Um, and I know that we've talked about, like, because I am a part of scalability, that there's an affiliate link for me to be able
Mhm.
to help me and you. So can you remind me again, like, where I can find my affiliate link
Yep.
to share?
Yep. Let me, it's Systems U. I'll just give you the website right now.
Okay.
Systems U
Mm-hmm.
dot fastscalability.com.
Okay.
And that'll take you to our client portal where you can log in.
All right.
So if you
Systems.
guys are set up as an affiliate, um, or you have access to our communities, anything actually, when you log into Systems University, inside in the top right corner, you'll see the 9 dots. When you click on those 9 dots, it will say, you'll see communities and affiliates. And so on those, if you click on communities, it will actually show you the communities that we have in there. Now, we don't play a lot with the communities because we just don't waste time messing around in communities. We show up on Freedom Fridays and we're like, this is the way it works. So there's a couple demo communities in there you probably see, but there's not like a lot of activity or anything like that going on. But the reason I point this out is because if you guys set up communities, courses, and have an affiliate program for your stuff, you can create a client portal exactly like this for your clients. And when they log in, they can get their affiliate links. They can join the communities and interact in the communities, just like a Facebook group and a Slack channel kind of came together. That's the way they look. There's actual leaderboards where people who are interacting can get points and it'll show who's interacting more. And it creates a little gamification in the communities. You can build courses and they'll actually have access to the courses and everything all inside of that one client portal. So it makes it real easy to where you're like, hey, we got a community. Go to systemsu.fastscalability, join the community. They go there and they log in, they join the community. They're like, oh, I'm an affiliate. Where do I go? Systemsu.fastscalability.com, log in, and you see all of your affiliate stuff there. And it'll actually show you your affiliate link. And then it'll show how many people have like clicked through it, leads, and how many people have converted, and how much money you've made, and how much is owed to you. It's all inside of there. That's
Can you drop that in the chat so I can just like take it from the chat?
Yep. Well, can you put that in there for me, please? It's just systemsu.fastscalability.com. And then we'll put it in the Facebook group with the replay link as well.
Awesome. Awesome. That's exciting. Because I know so many who are building this out, and there's a lot through my communities right now with what's it? Or you've heard of it? It's a MMR.
Systems.io or something.
Well, Systems.io is doing a lot, but it's a digital marketing done for you, like package. They're selling it as a
Uh-huh.
like a network thing. It's like Legacy Builders, I think is the name of it.
Okay.
Um, but it's kind of like this, like, but they have all the stuff done for you and you pay a thing and none of that. And so there's a lot of people going through that I know right now. But as I'm hearing you talk and what is available in scalability, even more, because I've been apart for a year and a half now. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
a while,
Yep.
and how much it's grown. Everything that I hear other people trying to pull together work from this system, this system, this system, this system, and they're putting a lot of time and effort into that and putting a lot of money into the separate programs. Dang, for $97, like you're doing all of that and scalability is doing all of that now. Like I'm like, I should be able to affiliate the crap out of this thing.
Yep. It's usually all it is people, and that's the reason we're talking about it, right? Is usually all it is. And like, I don't want to just pitch our stuff without telling you guys how to do the same,
Mhm,
right? I'm telling you right now so that you can go and tell all of your people. If you guys have affiliate programs and products, just like you're saying, there's people joining that thing and there's a bunch of people joining that thing. It's because they put together an offer and they're getting it seen. That's all there is to it. You guys need to learn how to show your stuff to people and talk about it. And it doesn't matter if it's selling your stuff or somebody else's. There's people make $1 million a year as affiliates to software companies like ours, where
mhm,
they literally have full YouTube channels just showing how to build stuff in someone else's software like Scalability. And people go and learn about the software and then sign up to the software through them. So like we pay 40%, right? So if you pay $97 a month to Scalability, but you came through Crystal's link, Crystal will get 40%, 38.80 a month or something. And so Crystal makes 38.80 for every month that you pay for Scalability, and she doesn't have to do anything.
mhm,
All she had to do was tell you about it and get you her link. You guys can do that too. You can make YouTube videos, Facebook posts, Instagram. You can have conversations with people. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you can share your affiliate link with people. And it's an amazing way to create extra money. You get 10 people, I'm paying you $380 a month.
mhm,
Like that's a good little sideline cash, make a
mhm,
car payment for some people.
mhm,
You get 200 people, you're $700 a month, 720, something like that. Right? How many people do you really need to say replace your rent
mhm,
or pay for your car? I mean, 20 people, that's
mhm,
pretty good sideline muscle or sideline money. And a lot of people could get that just by talking to the community that they already know. Oh, hey, you're looking at that thing? You can do all of that inside of here and he can build it for you. You can do it yourself. Like
mhm,
click here, he'll give you a free strategy session.
mhm,
Start your free trial. He'll jump on live with you one-on-one because I will. Anybody who signs up for the free trial, the onboarding tells them, hey, book a call with me. Let me go through your business and tell you what you need to focus on so that this will work for you.
mhm.
And I'll tell them exactly what they need to do in their business. I'll craft the customer journey with them for free before their trial even up. Like I'll do it during the free trial because
Right.
I want you to come in and win. Because if you come in and you win, you keep the software forever. It's not all just me trying to just be helpful for free. I know that if I can help you win, you'll keep the software forever and then we keep the subscriber forever. That's how we win. Okay?
Mhm,
We make our money by keeping subscribers because you're winning with the software, not just selling you the software because it was the new shiny thing and then being like, good luck while I go sell new people.
mhm,
And
mhm.
then you fall off in 3 months and I made my money. That's the way most of them do it. They
Right.
sell you an offer and then you're on your own. Like we want you to win with it so that you keep it forever and we both win forever and we both multiply and we both scale. That's our business model. So
Yes.
you go and tell all your friends, hey, come over here before you buy that thing.
Mhm,
Like sign up for scalability, jump on a call with Aaron. He'll give you the process from start to finish. And then if you want him to build it for you, he'll actually build it for you. Or he'll just show you how to focus and do it yourself. Like that's an easy conversation with people.
mhm,
And then they either build it themselves or they say, hey, how much have you build it? And most likely, we're probably building it for the same price or less than what those packages are. because we
definitely.
don't punish people for growth.
That that that's a tagline. Like when back in the day, we used to say Aaronisms. I'm writing that one down. We don't punish people for their growth. That's a good
We don't
Aaron.
punish you for growth. We encourage it.
That's a good one. So this is just what's going in my mind. I can take this video, it's going to be on YouTube, right? I can
Yep.
take this video with my affiliate link and share it to all of my friends and my people so that they can hear you explain how wonderful it is because you do a much better job than me. Because it's your baby and your love and your thing. Um, but I can share this to them and with my link and if they have more questions they can ask me or they can message you. And um so that's I think I'm gonna set
See,
them.
now we're thinking, and this is good for people to see this because it's simpler than you think.
Mhm.
It really is. And you just showed them, right? You're like, I don't even need to make my own videos. I can just share this one, right? Like you're kind of asking, but you're kind of like, yeah. It's like, exactly. What do you think the point of me doing this is? Is to sell software. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, I want to help people win. I want to help people multiply, but it's to sell software. We get it. It's like, I'm going to make money. You're going to make money. And yeah, it's like, why not take videos that we've already created and be like, oh, you got to check this out. And they watch the video and send your affiliate link. It's that easy. You're referring people. And I'm not worried about it. There is enough to go around. If
Mhm.
all of us are talking about it, some people are going to sign up through yours, some people sign up for me. And a lot of people are afraid to do affiliates or affiliate programs because they don't want to give up part of the money.
Mhm.
Well, as you guys learn to scale a business, remember I said if you're not planning on growing a business, you kind of shouldn't start the business. We're planning on being a multi-million dollar a year company. That's where we're going. This is our one thing. We're not shiny object. We do this, we do it well. It's all we do. And so this is our focus, and that's where we're going. Well, that means that we have to spend money to acquire a customer, right? As you guys grow your businesses, everything revolves around acquiring customers. You can do it for free with organic social media, but that costs you a lot of time, right? Because you have to create a bunch of social content and all that type of stuff. And then you pay for ads. Like I pay Facebook to run ads. That means Zuckerberg's getting my money.
Mhm.
Well, affiliate is just another way to acquire a customer, right? So if it's, well, we're going to acquire customers by paying affiliates, I would rather give money to Crystal than Zuckerberg,
Mm. I
right?
take your money over Zuckerberg.
So a lot of people are like, well, why would you do 40% or this and that? I was like, because I don't have to go do the marketing if you go tell all your friends.
Mhm.
Right? We don't have to have a marketing team and have that overhead and then run ads and hope they convert and do testing on a bunch of ads. If I just teach 100 people how to go and tell their friends, and then I pay you guys that money. So it's a trade off. And you guys will learn this in your own businesses too. How do you grow a business? You either pay for ads, it's organic and it all revolves around you, or it's like affiliates and things where you leverage other people. All of them are going to take time. All of
Mhm.
them are going to take an investment of some sorts, right? We still have to pay and manage an affiliate program, but we've chosen that over like a bunch of cold ads. I don't like sales and I don't like spamming people and all that type of stuff. So I'm not a big fan of just running tons of ads to a bunch of people who have no idea who I am. I would rather teach people how to make money for themselves and pay affiliate commissions. So
Well,
feel
and
free to
what is
leverage any of our stuff.
awesome? And what is the biggest marketing thing is word of mouth, right? I mean, trust,
It's the
no like
best.
credibility. So if that's what affiliate is your
Yeah.
my word of mouth that I am saying he has done what he's done for me, he
Yep.
can do it for you. And I know, like, and trust the guy. So
Well, and it's honestly for all of you getting started too, you should become affiliates of every single thing that you use. So
mm,
if you're just watching on YouTube and you're not a scalability subscriber, that's fine. Pay attention right now because this is where I started too. I had what do we use? We used ClickFunnels, Constant Contact for email, um, Zoom, Google Suite for email or for our email provider. Constant Contact was like the bulk sender. We used Slick Text, I think, to send text messages. And the first thing I did was get set up as an affiliate for every single one of them. And
Mm,
so anytime I talk to people, they're like, how do you build your funnels? We're like, oh, ClickFunnels, here's a link. And I'd send them my link. So if they signed up, ClickFunnels paid me. Well, I only needed 3 people to sign up through my link to get my subscription paid for. So
mhm,
this is how I reduced my monthly expenses. Well, you guys can do it too. If I'm paying 40%, that's $38 per person who signs up through your affiliate link. If you want to use scalability, you only need 3 people, and I'm actually paying you to use our software
mhm,
because it'd cost you $97 a month, but I'd be paying you 110 or something a month,
mhm,
right? Because with only 3 people,
mhm,
and you can do all those things. Now, let's say you're running email campaigns like crazy and you're spending $200 a month. $200 a month will get you around 60 to 70,000 emails, right? Like it's a lot. And I'm sorry, $10 will get you 7,400. So $100 would get you around 74,000. So $200 a month on top of your 97 a month subscription where you're paying $300, you'd be sending around 150,000 emails a month, right?
right,
And you'd still only be at $300 a month subscription and email fees to scalability, right? Now, all you need is 10 people signed up as your affiliate, and you're still getting paid by me to do all of that in scalability. Just
mhm,
10 people of going, hey, I use this software. You should check it out, because that's exactly what I did. I'm like, this is the funnel builder I use. This is the email bulk sender I use. This is the software that we use. Here's a link. And people would sign up through it. That gets me an affiliate commission that pays for my software. That's how we got started in the beginning, was reducing our cost to where all the software I was using was paying me to use it.
wow.
So all the money that came in off of anything I sold was pure profit, because my software and expenses were covered by affiliate commissions. So it's like, it's one of the best ways, whether it's scalability or not, right? Pretty much any company out there is going to have an affiliate program or a referral program. Go to their website, scroll all the way to the bottom, look for partnerships, partner program, affiliate program, anything like that. That's their program saying they're going to pay you to refer people. And so do that on all of your software, and then just tell people what you use. I use Scalability. Absolutely love it. You should check it out. Here's my link. Easiest way to start getting your expenses down in your business. Most people run around all the time price shopping.
Mhm,
Quit price shopping and just tell people about the thing you're using and get paid to use it. It's
mhm,
so much easier too.
mhm.
Because as soon as you price shop something cheaper, now you get to switch and start the learning curve over of learning something new. It's
No,
like, but
thank
if you
you.
just refer somebody and you make your money back, you can keep using the same thing over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, good conversation, good questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Ralph, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. I'm not sure if I got have my time zone right. I'm thinking I started on the Eastern Daylight Time at 1:30.
We're on Eastern, so yeah, you're only 1 hour ahead of us. So it'd be 12:30 for you. I started 11:30 Central, so it's 12:30 Eastern.
Okay, I got it mixed up.
No
But that,
worries. We're going to be
yeah,
reaching out to you to get you back on the calendar this next week, because we've got like a bunch of it built over. So we'll jump back on this week and we'll dial in the rest of it.
yeah, and I hope what I'm doing when I go in there and play around and learn to navigate and maybe add a tag here or a field here, it's not going to mess you up.
Nope, you're fine with all that. Anytime, if you see a website that we have, just don't go into that.
Okay.
That way, so this is a good question for everybody. If you guys have multiple team members and you're editing a website, so we're building for Ralph right now, we've built for Crystal in the past, right? If we have our editors are in the website, in the funnel builder, and we're building and designing the website, and then we haven't saved our work, and Ralph jumps in and takes a look at something and goes, oh, I like the text better like this, and changes a headline and clicks save and then closes it, he'll override everything that we were doing. So make
And
sure your team knows, if you're editing a funnel or a form, one person edits at a time, save it, and then make sure you're not in it together. So that's it. If you're Just don't go into the funnels that we're building. Everything else you can play with. You're not gonna mess with us.
and I wanted to invite the other team members our admin team members to Freedom Friday. So,
Okay. Shoot
okay,
me their shoot me their name, phone number, and email. Just shoot me a text and I'll
okay.
add them to our contacts and I'll tag them. That way they start getting the emails every week.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. How's everything else going?
Pretty good. I'm going through my VA disability claims process, and
Gotcha.
that
Fun.
that is a nightmare. I don't. No wonder none of the homeless veterans can do this stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, very
Understood.
difficult process, and
Mm-hmm.
now I have my exams coming up next week. Two of them.
Gotcha.
So working on that. At least
Yep.
I'm making progress, and
Yep. At
but
least you're
that
making progress.
yeah,
Well, and you
see what
got us building
happens.
for you on this side, so we're making a lot of progress for you too.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, we're really excited and trying to map out what are some things our admin team and our workflow, what we need to put in there, and how to categorize it, like on our media section,
Mm-hmm.
create the folder to where,
Oh,
okay, that explains what's in that folder, like
yep.
presentations, courses, and
Yeah.
just ebooks, different things that we'd like to, once the site's built, add those into it to
Yeah. How they're going to work.
replace
Yep.
some of the
Yeah. Well,
mock.
just so you know, because on your project, we're building the communities, right? You're going to have communities, groups. We talked about earlier, you can build groups. So Ralph has website, and then they're going to be coming into like three different groups, I believe is what we did. They kind of, and people will cascade in. They come in as a new member here, and then they actually have things where they'll pass and they'll do things, and they'll kind of graduate into the next group. And then they'll graduate in the next group. They move up through the three groups. So for you, Ralph, you'll actually be able to add course content directly to the groups. So you'll actually, once the groups are in place, you'll just log into the group and you'll be able to add your courses right there. So that'll so don't spend a ton of time trying to put them all over or build a course because they'll actually upload directly inside of the community itself, inside the group.
Oh,
So,
that'd be
but
great.
PDFs and all that type of stuff, PDFs, photos, anything like that that you want to use through any websites now or in the future, go ahead and upload all that stuff to the media storage or the media library. For those of you who are subscribers, that left side menu, scroll down, you'll see automation, I think, sites, and then media storage. That's like it's like a Google Drive folder for your media. And so in there, you can create different folders. So yeah, you got the right idea, Ralph. In there, create folders for if it's different websites or different groups or different whatever. If you say like group one, group two, group three, create three folders. You could upload photos and PDFs and stuff in there. That way they're stored in there. And the reason you want to do this for everybody listening and watching, even on the replays, anything you put into your storage, into your media storage and scalability, you'll be able to click on, you like hover your mouse over it. Like let's say you upload a PDF. You can hover your mouse over it and there's three dots in the top right corner. If you click on that, it will say get link. And you can get the link directly to that PDF in your media storage. And then that link can be put into an automated email. So if somebody opts in on your website, get my free PDF, you build an automation and the welcome email says click here to get it. And you take that link from your media storage and link it to that click here text in the welcome email. And that's how you deliver it through an automation, which Ralph will be building that stuff for you to make sure all that stuff gets delivered. But I like to make sure that I talk through the process here for everybody watching. But yeah, just focus on that. Make your folders, upload your stuff where your content's there, because that will help us too. But between now and our next call, focus on, like you mentioned, your processes. So when somebody joins this, what do your admins need to do, right? Who's going to do what? Because that's the stuff we'll be dialing in on this next call, which is like the same thing all of you need to ask yourself. When somebody opts in on this page, what happens? They get a welcome email, they get a welcome text, It sends an internal notification to my executive assistant to do this. Like, just make notes of what you want to happen through the process. And then when they get to what do they have to do to move from group 1 to group 2? If it's like a quiz, we can create a quiz or a survey that they have to pass before being able to move over. So think about that too. What needs to happen for them to move from group 1 to group 2 to group 3, right? We can create a survey they have to go through or something like that that'll qualify them and then can move them over.
Yeah, the customer journey video, and that was really good. That kind of put everything in a nutshell where you could almost see it, visualize it while
Yeah.
you were talking about it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm watching the other videos and learning. I'm in the learning phase, just catching up and trying to navigate.
Yep. You feel pretty confident with it? The stuff you're learning?
Yes, I write a lot of notes.
Okay. You'll learn a lot once it's built. Like, if you're learning right now, it's good because you're getting the ideas of the way things work. And then when we show you the pieces, like this goes to that, when we've built it for you, you'll go, oh, that makes so much sense. You'll see the customer journey a lot easier. And then you'll be able to make changes to it easy. Like, getting the big pieces in place for a lot of people takes time. So with us getting all that in place for you, then you'll be able to kind of jump in and pick it up a lot quicker too. So you're doing the right thing. Just keep spending a little time in there each day. You learn a little more each day, and then um, it just compounds. So
Yeah, one question I have when I add a team member, the admin team that I want to have like full permission, there's only two of those.
right.
But do I send a link to them to log in? Because I noticed they have to put in a password. So how do I
You
give
mean
them
when you add a staff member or you add a team member?
yes.
The system, so Scalability will automatically send them an email.
Okay,
Like, hey,
okay,
you've been added. It'll give them a username and password.
okay,
And if they
great.
don't have a password, like if it doesn't give them a password, just say, hey, if you don't get a password, just click the password reset. And it'll send them an email with a link to reset.
Okay, great.
But yeah, it automatically happens. So as soon as you add a staff member, that's a good thing for you guys to know too. Because like, when you add a staff member, um, first thing you'll do is put in their name, email. Actually, let me show you this because this is important. This is a good one that people should know and you probably don't get right off the bat. Let me pull up a demo account here real quick again. I'll show you what I mean. It's important that you set their permissions because if it's just say, let's say you grab a VA or something like that where you don't want them to have permissions to everything, and you make them a user, it's going to automatically give them permissions to everything. And so we want to make sure that they can see what you want them to see and not everything. So when you log into your Scalability account here, if we go down to the bottom left corner and click settings, again, this is a demo account, so there's probably nothing in here. And then on the left, click my staff. Here, we'll add an employee in this blue button in the top right corner. Here, you're going to put first name, last name, phone, and email. When you click save, that's what's going to send them their username and password, right? So it's going to send them like, hey, you've been added to Scalability. Here's your login information. You put in their name, email, phone number right here. Then you click save. Over here on the left, though, you'll see roles and permissions. So as soon as you save them, you want to click on roles and permissions here on the left. And you see here, it's automatically comes up as admin with all records access, which means they'll get a username and password assigned to them where they can come in and log into the account, and they could lock you out of your account because they can go in and change your permissions now because they have admin access. So if you change this to user, and then here you can say all records and then you can toggle stuff off like this. Like, I don't want them to see the account settings. I don't want them to see the account tools. And you can go through each one of these and toggle things on and off for each person. Or you can say only assigned data. So you can say only assigned data. And if you do this and you leave this on where they can see, like, let's say we get rid of that, we leave calendars and contacts. conversations. We get rid of everything else to where they got conversations, contacts, calendars that are assigned to them only, right? If you do something like this, when they log in, they will see the contacts tab on the left, and you could have 10,000 people in there and they'll see 0 people because they'll only see the contacts that are assigned to them. And once you assign them to them, they would see them when they log in. So if you checked everything off, their menu when they log in here, where we see all these things on the left, they may only see like 2 or 3 things over here. They see conversations, calendars, contacts. Everything else would be gone. So if you remove all the access to everything. So just make sure that like when you add a staff member, just immediately click on permissions and make them a user. Even if you're going to leave them permission to everything, make them a user instead of an admin. That way you kind of have that. Because we've ran into this before where somebody's permissions got changed by somebody on their team and they didn't understand what happened. And so they reach out to us because they couldn't see anything inside of their account. And when they reach out to us, we don't know who's on whose team. We don't know if you have legal agreements inside of your company, right? So let's say, Ralph, you let team members in and you make them admins, and then they go in because you guys signed a contract where they're going to build everything for you, and they go in and remove your access so that you can't see everything. That way you're not messing up what they're building for you. Well, you guys may have a contract saying that you agreed to that, but then you're the account owner. So you reach out to us and we go, we can't give you access back into your account. That's between you and your team members. Well, naturally, you're going to be mad at us because you're like, well, I pay you for the software. It's my account. I'm like, I don't know what legal agreements you have in place with your staff, right? Because we've had the secretary set up the account for a company. Like we had a company that does $100 million. And so they were just like, set up a scalability account. Well, she takes the card and uses her name and sets up the account. So technically, she's the account owner, but she's just the secretary in a $100 million company. So who do I listen to? Is it the company that calls and is like, hey, we need her kicked out? I'm like, but her name's the only one on the thing. Like, well, she's just the secretary. I don't know how your company runs. Right? So when you guys add staff members, just make sure you're not giving them more permissions where they lock you out of your own account. Unless it's something that you guys have agreed upon. Because when you call us, our response is going to be like, unfortunately, we can't restore your access because we don't know if you have a legally binding agreement saying that they could do that with you. Then we would end up in court with you, fighting over whatever happened. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, that's really helpful.
Okay, good. I want to make sure I explained it in a way that was understandable because it's every business you get to learn these things, right? And naturally, we learned this because it happened. And that's typically how you learn everything. Somebody's reaching out and we're like, oh man, if we just let them in and they have an agreement some other way, we're in trouble. Like, so we have to craft our own SOP, our standard operating procedure of how we're going to deal with that in the future, right? And so then it becomes a process and we learn. And it's good because we learn, but then I try to pass that on to you guys to save you guys the hassle of going through those things. So trying to explain it for you guys is something I take seriously. Any other questions or anything before we wrap up? Let me check the chat here. Okay, gotcha. Yes, Lead Connector is the name of the app on your phone. So if you're trying to use scalability from your cell phone, go to your app store and look up Lead Connector. It's like a little white box. It's got kind of an orange framework like of an L and a C. And then that'll be the same username and password to log in as you do for scalability. Yep.
Yeah, one feature I really liked was when you were talking about the customer journey.
Mm-hmm.
Is if I have a group that's doing an exhibit at an event,
Mm-hmm.
how they can just add new contacts in
Yep.
straight into it.
Yep.
Said that's really awesome, and that would help the new client build confidence. And it's like, wow, they really have their stuff together.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that was really important to me, and it captures what event was the
Hmm.
source.
Yep.
So
Put the source in exactly of where you got them.
mhm.
Exactly. Make sure all of your team members just download that lead connector app on their phone and they run it from their phones. If you can teach your teams, like if you guys have big teams, or I mean small teams, doesn't matter, but let's say sales teams or teams like Ralph where they're recruiting or they're speaking at events or anything like that, operating from their cell phones will make it so easy for them because if they jump into contacts, add a contact, put the source where they came from, then anybody back at the office knows, oh, there's a new contact. This is where they came from. And they could send them messages or poke them into whatever, and everybody can see them. So it's like it works really good when the team works together because they can pass people along and everybody sees it all.
I can see that replacing the business card, because if I meet
Yep.
someone at the grocery store and we're just
Hmm.
chatting and would kind of lead the conversation to what we're about and what we're doing, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I can just send you more information right now.
Yeah,
Just
you just pull out your phone. Let me get your
yeah,
number real quick. And you just
I
add them as a
know.
contact.
Yeah,
And then you shoot them a text just like normal with the stuff.
yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot we could do with that. It's,
Exactly. Because most people will throw away your business cards anyway. You end up
yeah.
spending money on business cards just for them to throw it away when they leave. I'm not a fan of business cards because of that. I give
Mm.
you my card and you don't care, you throw it away. When I get home, I don't have your information. I can't follow up with you. It's all trusting that you're going to follow up with me based on me giving you my card. Where it's completely different. It's like, hey, I've got a free PDF on that. What's your phone number? I'll shoot it over to you. And you get their name and email and phone or name and phone number. And then when you get back, you text them a link. It's like you're in full control of that conversation. The follow up is completely up to you because you got their name and email or name and phone number, and you can text them whatever you want. And then you own that conversation back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great.
especially out in town and different, like a grocery store or Home Depot, and
Yep.
it's like once you get home, it's like, who was that guy? I don't,
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know what I did with their card. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
but you avoid all that and
Hmm.
start their customer journey by providing them a resource that, hey, yeah, you are important. We want
Yep.
you to have this information.
Yep.
So
And
yeah,
here's a
I
little
love it.
workaround. Here's a little workaround for you guys too. The way the system functions and me just helping you guys move faster. When you send them the first text message, you're going to say, hey, it was awesome meeting you in the grocery store today. Here's a link to that PDF I mentioned. And you're going to send it to them. The first time you text that person, Scalability is going to put the legal jargon on the bottom to make sure you don't get in trouble for texting illegally and get fined later. So at the bottom, it's going to automatically put reply stop to unsubscribe. And that makes the customer think, oh, this is an automated thing. I thought it was from Ralph. So it only does that on the first text. So send your first text, hey, it was awesome meeting you today, and then send the text. And then know that that first text is going to say reply stop, and then just immediately send them another text and be like, hey, the reply to stop's just like a legal thing. It's actually me though. Here's the PDF I told you about, and send them that link. The second one won't have it. And they're like, oh, it really is Ralph, right? So there's that little, the system will protect you to make sure you're legal by throwing in the reply to stop. And if you just follow up with another message, you're playing to the thought in their head. Oh, Ralph just texted me. That's cool. Oh, reply to stop. What is this? A business? And then they get immediately another one. Hey, the reply to stop is a legal thing. It puts on to everything. Sorry about that. Here's the PDF I mentioned. They're like, oh, okay, it really is Ralph with the PDF that I mentioned. Sweet. It immediately, like, their wall will go up a little bit. And with that second text, the wall will come right back down. Because the last thing you want is for them to click stop. And because then the system will block it to where you can't send text at all. Because legally, that's what you have to do these days. As a legal business, you have to be registered and you have to do it legally. So the system is built to help you with the things you don't know you need to do. But yeah, that's something we've learned is kind of like that wall will go up and how do we immediately get that wall right back down? just another text. So cool. Any other questions or this is awesome statements you guys want to make before we bounce for the weekend?
Just one question, and maybe you can help me, maybe you can't. You know me and passwords. So I did get in on my laptop on the systems view
Yep.
and got it and changed the password, all that, whatever. But now on my lead connector, I'm using the same email and the same password that I did on my laptop, but it says user not found
On
on the
in lead connector.
phone on lead connector.
Is it different than your scalability account? Is that what you did?
I don't know. No, I actually use the same one as scalability on it. So so this is the thing though. So scalability says my email is support@labelbreakers.com on my
Mhm.
dashboard. Um and I used that one first. And it said no. So then when I said forgot password, I used the Crystal Travis one and it worked. So I reset it to get on my laptop. But lead connector saying no user found on my phone now.
From the Crystal one or from the support one?
Both.
Did you try both?
Oh, I'm gonna do it right now.
Try both. The lead connector app on your phone will match your scalability login, which may or may not be the same as your Systems U login. Okay, Systems U is a second platform or a separate platform, right? It's all inside of scalability, but it operates differently than if you're logging in to use your software, if you're just logging as a member of the client portal.
Okay.
So the client portal with the affiliate stuff, you can log in with your personal or whatever. It's different than your scalability and lead connector. Those two are the same.
So I did both, and it still says user not found on the mobile one.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I would say just you're logged in on your computer still.
Mm-hmm.
Just do a tech thing. Like click on that chat bubble in the top and let them jump in and see why it's there.
Okay. All right.
And it may just
Oh,
need refreshed. It may just need a minute if you just changed it.
okay. We'll
So
work on that then.
try that and see what happens.
Thank you. It was
All
awesome
right.
today. Thank you. Have a wonderful
Appreciate it.
weekend.
Yep. You guys too. Have an awesome weekend. We are going to be taking Monday off. So if you guys try calling us, you probably won't hear from us. Maybe, maybe not. But have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome rest of your week. We'll see you